hot hike.
This is the Sportscasting Couch. My name is Paul, joined here with Ryan today.
Yep.
No Josh.
No Josh.
No Josh. That's why I'm doing the intro today.
This is weird. No Josh.
Yep. So, fuck.
It's got a tummy ache.
What are we going to do? What are we going to do without that guy?
Well, I don't know. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk football, and we're going to...
Yeah, he's got a little bit of a bellyache, apparently. So if you want to email Josh or any of us, you can reach us at sportscastingcouch@gmail.com. Drop us a line on facebook.com/sportscastingcouch. And our Twitter is @SCCouch, and our Instagram is @sportscastingcouch.
Make sure you drop a post. Prayers up. Hashtag prayers up for Josh and his tummy ache. You know, any prayers would help him in this time of his need right now.
That's right. Yeah. We're still working on the iTunes. Might be a while. Just be patient. It is a good resource for us to have, but like I said, it's a little bit complicated because Apple's a bitch right now. So
Apple's just, they want to do everything their way.
Yeah.
I don't get it. But.
Well, actually, speaking of Josh, so I got a phone call from him. He left me a voicemail. Tell me that he's sick. This is what he told me though.
Piss coming from my ass. Piss out my ass.
I don't know why he left that, but that's what
must
he
be
left.
rough.
That's fuck.
Again, prayers up. Get well.
Yeah.
He should be here next week unless he dies.
Yeah. Fuck.
I hope not. I hope you don't die, but you never know with those tummy aches.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from there. Week 3 in the books.
Oh yeah, man.
What'd you think, Ryan?
First of all, before we even get started, let's address the elephant in the room, the elephant in the league right now. This whole national anthem, taking a knee.
Yep.
What do you think?
Well, I read a tweet. I was on Instagram, and I read something that kind of made sense to me. Now, my personal opinion on it, you know what? Americans have, they're given their freedom to do what they want. You can protest. You have the right to protest whatever you want in America peacefully. And they're doing it peacefully, right? So there's no problem with that. Now, the one funny Instagram post that I saw was rape, women discrimination, murder, all okay. Taking a knee, not okay.
Oh, well, that's,
I don't want to dive too deep into it, but I see that.
Everyone's been standing for the national anthem for how long, right? And then you get professional athletes on pedestals taking a knee along with their owners, everything. I'm all for a peaceful protest, right? This is my opinion, right? If they want to peacefully protest, taking a knee, whatever, that's fine. Where it gets me, though, is now everyone's taking a knee, right? Colin Kaepernick's been doing this for, years now? A couple seasons?
Yeah.
A season, at least, right? And what really gets me is the owners and all the other teammates, now they're all taking knees, and none of those guys want to sign him. To sign Colin Kaepernick, that really gets me.
They don't want to sign him though. He's not that good of a quarterback.
You don't know that. He's got all the intangibles. He's got a big arm. He's really fast.
Yeah, but he's got big hair, and you got to get a bigger helmet. For
That's
that
true.
Guy.
Yeah, you got to invest in bigger helmets.
Yeah, it's extra money for the owners to get a bigger helmet for that guy.
Did you see Ray Lewis getting on 2 knees?
I did see that.
Oh man, you hear what his excuse was?
No.
Okay, first of all, Ray Lewis is one of the biggest criticizers of Colin Kaepernick. Period.
Yep.
Right? He condemned him taking a knee. He was a big hater on it and everything like that. And then that guy, you see him on Sunday in, I believe he was on in Baltimore Jaguars in England taking 2 knees.
Yeah.
Right? And you know how he justified it? He's like, I did it for Jesus. Oh. Okay, you didn't do it for the racial injustice. You didn't do it because the president was taking a shot at all your organizations and coming after your jobs and things like that. Like, Ray Lewis lost a lot of respect on my end. I still think he's a GOAT at his position, but come on, man, stick with your guns.
Yeah, Ray Lewis, good job, bud. So an update to our picks. I mean, unless you got anything else to say there, Ryan. I mean,
Nah,
you
I
made-
can rant all night about this. Nobody wants to hear it. Just
It's-
wanted to address it, you know?
we had to get the monkey off the back just because every single news outlet, when you're looking for any sports news or football news, that is the topic right
It's
now.
a hot topic.
And I mean, look at the week we just had in football too. Doesn't anybody want to talk about all these crazy upsets that just
It was a
happened?
wild week, man.
Like, well, let's get into that. So, an update on our standings. We had Ryan leading us after week 2 of week 2 football, our week 1 picks. Now, after our week 2 picks, I don't even know how do I make that easier? How do I make that sound easier than
Oh,
what
I was
I'm
up by a
saying?
game. I was up by a game.
You're up by a
after
game,
Week
so
1, and now I'm still up by a game.
You're still up a game.
We
on-
all had equally shit weeks, so I'm
Yes.
cool with that.
Everybody had a shit week.
Everybody had a shit week, and if you had a great week and you had them all perfect, you probably won a lot of money. But
Yeah. So, I mean, some of the biggest upsets. Your lock, Denver.
I don't even wanna. Like,
You can dive into it for a second.
the only
here.
yeah, I'll dive into it really, really quick. Right, I wouldn't call that the biggest upset of the week.
No.
Right, like I have a lot of respect for the Bills defense, especially after Sunday. But that the whole game, it's just you got to give some respect to those guys. They stuffed the run, right? They forced Simeon to throw on long down and distances, and he kept turning the ball over. Right, Denver's defense can't do everything, right? So when he turned the ball over as much as they did, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised they lost. So just got to get back to what we were doing well and running the football and play actiony and throwing it over top.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed in our group chat before they played at 1, right? Yeah, 1:00 in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Josh was in between changing his pick to change it to Buffalo, and I gave him a 1-minute clock, and
That's
I started.
some horseshit. First of all, you can't just start changing picks 1 minute before. No,
I know.
if it's on the air, it counts. It's not. Sorry, big fella.
Now the big reason why he was going to change his pick was because it's a West Coast team traveling to the East. Now, if we did that every single time, obviously we'd be changing our picks left and right, but it clearly was a factor.
I think, but Denver travels well. They always go from the thin air of Mile High to like regular people air.
Regular people air.
Other stadiums, man, they always perform well on the road. Now they perform they're the best at home, I believe, of any team in the past, probably in history of the NFL. I think the best home record of all time. I'd have to check it, but yeah,
Anyway.
I don't know. On paper, there's no way. Before this, there's no way. That was a clear cut favorite right then and there.
Yeah.
Thought I'd give my lock. Probably jinxed it, but
Yeah.
fuck it.
It was just such a tricky week. There were so many upsets, and I just feel like this happens at least twice a year when I do my picks during the year. There's always at least minimum 2 weeks where there's just a slew of upsets, and it's always surprising to me because I'm like, I feel so confident with my picks, and then all of a sudden,
I think
boom, boom, boom.
I think we kind of hinted on it last week too, though. If you looked at it, like there was a ton of away team favorites.
There
There's a
was,
ton of them.
yeah.
Like,
Cleveland being one of them going into Indianapolis. That was surprising as well.
yeah, absolutely. But
Anyway, getting away from our picks, although I just wanted to bring up as well that I think we all missed our upsets if we're looking here. Oh no, Josh picked Jacksonville. That's barely an upset. That was a good game. I mean, they killed them. It was a good game, but there's no real home field advantage kind of thing. I know that Jacksonville kind of has that home field advantage over in England because they've been there 5 times.
They've been there before.
Something like that. So yeah, we did miss our locks. Josh got his. Or no, we got our locks. You missed yours.
Yeah, I missed my lock.
Josh
But that's
got his
me being
upset.
biased.
Yeah, and yeah, that doesn't help. Like me, I missed my upset because I picked Arizona, even though I said don't pick Arizona. I didn't think they were going to win that. That was a good game.
Rookie kicker making probably arguably one of the best kicks of all time. Yeah. But we'll hint on that later.
Yeah, let's jump into some of the news then for the week. So I wanted to fire off right away with Bruce Arians' comment on Carson Palmer's play on Monday night. Now, he was recorded saying, I don't think our quarterback could have played any better. My comment on that is, well, if he could play better, he could get the win. He only put up 14 points. Now, his production it wasn't too bad. It was 29 of 48 for 325 and 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good, but to be an elite quarterback and actually get some wins, I feel you got to put better output than that. Like Blake Bortles had 4 touchdowns against Baltimore, really good defense. You got to beat good teams.
Yeah.
He is wrote down some stats here. On average, on a season, he's about 4,000 yards on average a season, with the exception of one where he got hurt. And then 60% completion on the season as well. Now, he did his average. He did average output in one game basically for the season where he had 60% completion. He got his 2 touchdowns. He looked pretty good. But you only put up 14 points, and you still have a ton of weapons even without David Johnson.
But David Johnson that's a huge hole to fill, right? Like with David Johnson, defenses are looking at that team's like, shit, we got to stop David Johnson.
Yeah.
Right? They're not worried about Carson Palmer. Right? They're like, okay, we're going to force Carson to throw. Right? Games like he played on Sunday, right, where they don't have David Johnson, now it's like, okay, now we got to shift. Let them run the ball. Let them try and run around with smaller backs like Andre Ellington and Chris Johnson and things like that. Right? They're not worried about big dynamic David Johnson plays, especially out of the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're focused more on, okay, we're going to force Carson Palmer into like 3rd and long situations, make him throw the football, try and cover Larry Fitzgerald and J.J. Nelson and John Brown and all those guys,
yeah.
Right? But they can't do everything, especially when you get down to the red zone. The lack of David Johnson hurts so much in the red zone for the Arizona Cardinals. It's ridiculous because especially against like a Cowboys team that's been hurting so much, especially in the secondary, and you don't have those backs that can really catch out the backfield. Like Chris Johnson's not out the backfield catching the ball kind of running back, right. Not like David Johnson is. Andre Ellington, on the other hand, yeah, he kind of is. All right, but all they really had to do was kind of try and blanket Larry Fitzgerald, and they got away with that win. So even though he did have 13 catches, but
try to blanket.
You got to try it. Like he's gonna get his catches. But
you saw that catch that he had, where he stole it away.
Oh yeah.
Crap! I wish I remember who the defender was.
Oh, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah, who cares? He's gone.
They've been so they've been so short-handed on that in that secondary. They've been pretty, like the Trevor Siemian and the Broncos tore him up. Like it's pretty bad. They're in trouble. They need a lot of help, and especially during that game. I think a couple of their safeties went down and things like that, and they had some more injury issues. So they did what they had to do, and then they got out of it. So and the Dallas Cowboys offense actually showed themselves against a good defense in Arizona. So
after that Larry Fitzgerald catch, did you see how he helped up? Like Larry Fitzgerald is an amazing player, like athlete all around. He's an amazing person.
Oh, he's class act. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a class act. So after he stole that catch away from that defender, like he tore it out of his hands mid-air, and then after he was given the ball to the ref, he helped up that defensive or the cornerback.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the best tweets came out of it. That it's like Larry Fitzgerald's the kind of guy that will steal your girlfriend, but help you find a hotter one. So he's just a class act. I have a Fitzgerald jersey, as you know.
Absolutely great guy.
Yeah.
Easily, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and he deserves a Super Bowl.
He absolutely deserves one.
Came so close.
But so close. But they might get one. They might not. It depends.
I don't know. They got to play better, man. Like they lose to the Lions week 1, which they usually beat the Lions in Arizona, I guess, right?
David Johnson goes down, and the whole season
David Johnson goes down, and the season goes down, right? They win a close one with Indianapolis, who's shit, and then you lose to Dallas, which I mean, the first test in week 1, and then the test in week 3, those kind of show you what kind of team you are. And without David Johnson, team's not looking. They're not looking too hot.
Yep, absolutely.
So moving on from there. Von Miller, that crazy penalty that
Oh, man.
possibly cost him the game. I wasn't watching that game, so I'm not too sure what the situation was. Were they down by 10 at that point?
It was I think it was third and about 8.
Okay. Do you know what the score was?
I think they were down by a score. They were still in the game. I don't remember what the score was at the exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
They were definitely still in the game, but it kept the drive alive, and then Buffalo marched down the field. I believe they scored points. But that penalty, like, I don't know if anyone saw it or not. Like, you saw that penalty. You saw what happened.
I saw the penalty afterwards, yeah.
Like, what? Like fuck off. I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm not defending Vaughn, like, saying he should, do that and keep doing that, So he shouldn't have done it. That's fine. But you don't throw that flag. Right? Yeah, he gave him the old psych handshake. I'm sorry.
Who cares?
He's
nothing.
a grown ass. Those are grown ass men. Whatever.
That's right.
And they were laughing about it. Tyrod Taylor was laughing about it, right, when he did it.
Yeah,
and then
because
he saw the flag and he was like, "Oh shit!"
Didn't they turn back at each other and it looked like Taylor was laughing or something?
They turned back and he pointed at him. Was like, "Oh, he got me," right? And then the referee's like, "Oh hell no, I'm coming in here. Here's the yellow handkerchief on Sportsman." Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I can even see him if he taunts him or some shit and says like some
nasty
shit to him or some shit like that. But gives him the old fucking fake out. Come on.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Like.
So how do you?
Unless that ref, like back in the day, like he's got some fucking memories.
He's got some beef.
He's always like, "Oh, I hate people that psych me out every fucking time." And then he saw it, and then he just got triggered, and you're just like, "Oh fuck yeah!" And he just threw the flag.
Hashtag trigger.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that drove me insane.
So how do you feel? Like, it was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which we know is pretty much to the refs. That is what's
their discretion.
It's to their discretion, right? So. Do you see it being called again after the response that penalty got? Do you think refs are gonna be like, you know what, that's really not that bad?
So you're saying if someone does that again, like
something along those lines, like, do you think the refs are gonna have maybe change their attitude as far as what an unsportsmanlike is going to be a little bit?
Well, it depends, right? You see a lot of things that could be deemed unsportsmanlike, right?
Yeah,
and then they're called and they're not called. Again, it's at the refs. If they see it, it's at their discretion. It also matters like what point in the game they are. It's I don't think you're gonna see a big difference, right? Like, if that same referee sees it again, I don't think he throws that flag. Right? You see someone gives him the old handshake, or maybe he does it to justify himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's up to them, right? That's those penalties, unsportsmanlike conduct. It's up to them to deem what's unsportsmanlike or not. I would love to see. Like, one of those like ex officiating like heads that you see on like Fox and NBC that they bring in. I want to see what their opinions are on those matters, or even see what like Goodell or the head of officiating, was it like Dean Blandino or some shit like that, what they have to say about penalties like that. Are they supposed to throw that or?
Right.
I get it, but
it's just weak. They get paid millions and millions of dollars to play a sport.
Yeah, it's just
who cares about a little bit
of
taunting?
It literally looks like a little bit of schoolyard bullshit. That's what it looks like.
And to further this point is celebrations in the end zone. Who gives a shit? Why you gotta fine people for that? Like, it's just a celebration. It's always been like that, and then all of a sudden they got strict on, let's fine them for doing this, let's fine them for doing that.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham. I mean, that one's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, the dog pee thing?
The dog pee thing. Like, that's a stupid celebration. I understand that. He doesn't have to get fined for it. It's just tell him he's an idiot.
It was a really dumb celebration. But you look at it in the past and you things like Randy Moss mooning people back in the day. I remember he mooned people in Green Bay. That was a big thing. And there's a bunch of things you could say, but a dog pee, like, you don't do that as a player. It's kind of stupid.
That's kind of what I mean. It's stupid, but you don't have to get fined for an action like that. It doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't hurt anybody.
I think they're trying to set like a precedent.
Yeah, I get that.
They're just trying to set that line, that bar, and like, hey, you can't do this.
Right.
Right. Be classy. You make this amount of money. Don't act like a douchebag.
I do see that point of it. But again, fuck it. Let's have some fun.
Oh, come on. Back in the XFL days, you could do whatever the fuck you want. Look at the CFL; they could do whatever the hell they want and things like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm all for celebrations, but it's people get butthurt. They get butthurt really easy.
We brought up Manziel last week, just out of the blue. Who the hell talks about Manziel anymore?
We're the only probably media outlet that's actually talking about Manziel.
Yeah.
Shout out to Johnny. #JohnnyFootball.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe he doesn't have any agents, right? Maybe Sportscasting Couch can be his official agent.
I think he's got an agent. I think he does.
I don't know.
I think it's his old agent, or he's got like some dude.
You know what? I'm gonna message him. I'll Instagram him, and you can tweet him, and we'll see. We'll check it out. Maybe we can sponsor him.
Yeah, I was just like, hey, Johnny, we're still talking about you.
Yeah, we're still talking about you. So sign us, buddy.
Yeah, I think Colin Kaepernick gets signed before Johnny Manziel does.
Ooh.
That's my guess.
We'll keep a tab on that.
Yeah, keep a tab on that. You can.
Well, actually, so the reason I brought up Manziel from last week is that he was trying out for the Ticats there, as we spoke about. But the CFL commissioner came out and said he's not going to be eligible to be signed to the CFL until the 2018 season, so next year.
Oh, really?
2018, 2019, yeah.
Do we know why? Like, do you know why that? I don't know. There's some sort of unsung rule.
I just quickly saw the article about it. I didn't read completely into it. I wish I did, but then I was like, you know what? It's fucking Johnny Manziel who really gives a shit, right? But I wanted your opinion. Even if he does get signed in the CFL, what's he gonna do? Do you think he's gonna have any success at all?
While I'm talking about this, look it up. See if you can find that really quick. But
Sure.
yeah, see if you find that story. I want to know why he wasn't allowed to play this season. Maybe it's the fact that the season's already started, or that you need to have a certain amount of players on your roster. It doesn't matter. But when it comes to like Johnny Manziel playing the CFL, I don't think he can transition. Like he had his shining moments in the NFL, right? He has the talent, right? But I don't think he has that attitude to be a professional athlete, right?
Right.
He doesn't have that attitude. He's got that big cloud over his head that owners looking at like, hey man, this guy, he's always going to bring that, public relations issues to the team. He's going to bring that media circus with him. And when it comes to CFL, I think he's kind of undersized too. You're looking at a CFL football, they're bigger. He's smaller. Got little fucking hands, probably. He's a smaller quarterback. And it's a whole totally different game.
Yeah.
They got 3 downs. That changes game plans.
You know what? Reading this really quick, what the commissioner said, he doesn't really say why he's not eligible. I mean, I'd probably have to read really through this. But so he's not eligible for this season, obviously. But for next year, he's eligible as far as he meets some conditions that were not released. So I'm not too sure why he can't sign this year.
I think he's got to say sorry.
Maybe. He's got to stop drinking. And
it's like Canadians are just like, listen, you gotta say sorry for everything you did now, eh? all the drinking, eh? I know we love drinking our beer and all that, but just say sorry and.
I'm gonna post
Welcome
this
to
photo.
The Eskimos, eh?
I think I figured out though why no team is gonna sign him anyway. He doesn't know how to hold a football. There's the photo.
There it is. Yeah, that's him trying to throw it.
I'm gonna post that, and that's actually the headline I read there. Yeah.
He'll look at that, see those CFL footballs, like I gotta throw beach balls around.
That was the NFL football. Yeah. That's from his Brown days.
Oh yeah, well,
Cleveland Brown days.
He was only played for the Browns, and then.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Manziel, we're talking about just still. That's it. That's all I got for you, buddy.
Yeah, that's it. Good luck.
Let's go on from there. 61-yard field goal kicked by Jake Elliott.
Oh man,
huge for a rookie kicker.
Easily one of the biggest kicks I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that was awesome to watch. You saw the mic'd up version of Carson Wentz on the side there.
Oh yeah, and he put his whole game check on the line.
I'll give him my game check if he makes this, is what I remember hearing him say.
He also said he's a superhero if he makes this, and
yeah.
I'll give him my whole game check.
Which is
when I first saw that video, I'm like, this guy has zero confidence in this kid. He's like, he's a superhero. I'll give him my game check, right? He's just so confident he wasn't gonna make it. They're ready for overtime. things like that. But man, what a kick that kid had! Oh man, especially against a division rival, right? 61 yards as a rookie. Man,
What's the longest? Do you know what the longest field goal in NFL history is
I
off the
think
top
it's
of your head?
63.
63.
I think it was
So close.
63.
And you got to think too. Do they? And I'm actually not entirely sure, so I'm gonna ask you. When they do their spotting for the how long the field goal is, do they take into account the where the ball actually gets snapped to, or is it where it's snapped from?
It's where it's snapped to where the holder
Where the holder
holds his
is, that's where
finger, and then plus the end zone depth.
Yeah, which is the 10 yards. Okay.
Yeah, so it's where the ball's kicked
So it
from.
was 61. I
61
wasn't sure if
yards
they
away.
mark it from the line and mark it as that's the play. Because they add what? It's 10 yards for the end zone and 3 yards?
It
5
depends.
yards
I
for-
guess they all snap it
That's
to
what-
the same
and
spot.
that-
I guess you got to hold it on the same spot.
That's kind of what I
right?
mean, right?
Like, what if a team comes out and is like, I want to take a fucking 10-yard. I think there's a rule to it because you got to let the rush get there, maybe.
Yeah, because I mean,
I don't know.
why not
That's a good
snap it?
question.
Why not snap it 10 yards back
Like a fucking punt.
and then have the kicker run up on it?
I think it's against the rule because kickers are just like, you'd have
They
those
can-
punter long snappers and no one would ever get to it. So I think it's a rule.
Yeah, okay, it must be. But yeah,
But-
that was an incredible kick. So Carson Wentz said that he's going to give him his whole game check, which is what 38K,
32. I think it was 32 and change.
something like, and
Oh.
just like a couple $100 and change. But so it actually got released that they're going to Carson Wentz is actually going to send that game check to a charity of Jake Elliott's choice, which is a class act.
Oh yeah, it's a typical professional football player move. They do it all the time when they make bets and things like that. And when players do when one player goes to another player's team and they have their same jersey on, right? And they always like,
Yeah.
I'll give you $30,000 for that jersey or $20,000 for that jersey. And that player's like, okay, you can have it, but I'll take the money and give it to a charity.
Yeah.
And then people like that, but yeah, it's typical. I kind of saw that coming. Like, but Jake Elliott was like, take the 32, man. You don't make a lot of money. You're a rookie kicker, man. Like, no one has any high
Do you
expectations.
think I wouldn't be surprised if he still bought him a little something on the side? I mean, I know that he
Yeah.
is he's probably gonna be, because the thing is, at this point, everybody knows that it's Carson Wentz donating the money. It's not Jake Elliott.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what- you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So,
Unless they like
You
figure
gotta
it
give
out,
him
like go half.
you got to
and
give him
half or
something if you
like
tell
that.
him you're gonna give him your game check. You got to give him a little something to keep.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is, man. Just do it. Give him the money. But I guess they don't want to look at it like, hey, he's kind of greedy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
Um,
just rich NFL players, I guess.
So, teams that are 0-3 this season, we got Cincinnati, we got Cleveland, the LA Chargers, New York, not the Jets,
Not the Jets.
not the Jets.
Not the Jets. I never would have thought the Jets would get a win before the Chargers or the Giants. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I brought up a stat last week about 0-2 teams that I think it was about since 1990 only 12% of teams actually make the playoffs after starting a season 0-2. Something like that. Now 0-3, only 3 of the 132 teams that started a season 0-3 have qualified for the playoffs since 1990.
Mm-hmm.
And with no teams coming after 1998. So, how do you feel about the teams that started 0-3 this season?
Well, what do you look at? First, we'll start with the Browns. One, they're the Browns. They
Browns.
weren't expected to win, and I don't think they care if they win or they lose. Right? They're fucking rebuilding. It doesn't matter. They're starting a rookie quarterback, and they're rebuilding. Doesn't matter. So no, they're not going to make the playoffs. Look at the Chargers. Right? The Chargers are in arguably one of the toughest divisions in football, in the AFC West. I don't think they can beat anyone in that division. I don't think they can beat the Raiders. I don't think they can beat the Broncos. I don't think they could beat the Chiefs. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to make the playoffs. You look at the Giants. The Giants are the only team. All right, and was there another team you said that?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Okay, Cincinnati and the Giants. I can see Cincinnati getting it together. They have all the weapons in the world, right? Both on the ground, and through the air.
It's a shocking 0-3 start for Cincinnati.
They're
for sure.
their quarterback play has been absolutely terrible. Right, they got all these weapons. They drafted a wide receiver in the first round, arguably one of the most athletic receivers to come out. Like, ran the fastest 40 of all time. I don't think I've seen him hit the field. I haven't watched very many Bengals games, or let alone very many Bengals snaps. But when you got guys that fast, that's got to open something somewhere. And then they got 3 starting caliber running backs in the backfield. Right.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like they need to pick a running back and make him their bell cow. And I think that running back is going to be Joe Mixon, that rookie. Give it to him. Get rid of Jeremy Hill. Have Giovanni Bernard as some sort of complimentary out of the backfield back.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll help you. I think that'll solidify the run game, and then it'll help the passing game. I think their offense is leaning too much on Andy Dalton. It's putting too much pressure on him, and he's just not performing. So if they need to make some changes, and then they can possibly turn their team around. As for the Giants, they're just straight ass. I don't know how to say it. Even I can't say it nicer than that. They can't run the ball. They
That's
can't
a great way to put
protect
it.
the quarterback. They got a good defense, but when you can't run the ball and you can't protect the quarterback and you can't get the ball to those weapons that they have, and when the weapons are out there and they're not making the plays, you're gonna fail. I don't think they make the playoffs. Something crazy needs to happen. They need to change up that offensive line around. They need to do something, make a trade, get some protection for Eli, get a damn running back so they can run the ball. Until they do that, they're not gonna do shit. So.
Yeah. Also, to ask you a question about those teams 0-3, do you see who's going to finish 500 or just over 500? Do you feel? I feel that the Giants will get it together. They have, Cincinnati, and like you just said, Cincinnati and the Giants, they have 2 solid teams that are surprising 0-3 start. And I don't know. It's hard for me to pick Cincinnati finish above 500 only because their defense has been struggling so bad.
Yeah, I think
the Giants are they're a good team. It's just I don't understand why they just keep losing games.
I think the Chargers and the Browns are out of that question.
They're just completely out of that question.
I think the Chargers are also one of those. Okay, time to rebuild.
Yeah,
they're already trying to relocate. They're in a stadium with 30,000 people in it.
Get a kicker that can hit a 44-yarder. Because their season looks completely different if you look at it too. After week 1. They had a good game with
They could have beat Denver.
They could have beat Denver depending on what happened overtime, obviously. In week 2, I
don't even remember who they played. Miami?
Yes,
it was Miami, right?
They could have beat Miami on that 44-yard field goal. So now, if they lost this week, they'd be 2-1. Way different story than 0-3. Now, I just don't see them getting over that hill. You got that kicker.
I think
he was no impact this week. He did make his field goals and his extra point, but he's just
like the Chargers are probably out of all those 0-3 teams is one of those teams I don't want to play. Right. They got one of those great defenses, and they have Phillip Rivers, and they have a great offense, and they have a good running game. It's just their schedule. Their strength of schedule is way harder than those. They're in the division, one of the hardest divisions to play in. And I just don't feel like they're going to win enough games to get to 500, right? And I feel like they should probably, start figuring about rebuilding.
Yeah, and then Cleveland should just throw their season in the trash can.
Well, they're tanking already, you can tell.
I had such higher hopes for them. I picked them last week, obviously, to win. They were a road favorite in Indianapolis. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't pick them because it is Cleveland. And they're playing a team in Indianapolis who's been fighting and fighting and fighting, and
they've been poop too.
They've been poop, but they played Arizona well. I can't remember who they played week 1, but they played Arizona really well. Arizona's a good team, but fuck, I can't figure out Cleveland.
Now, here's a question: do you think Cleveland gets a win this season?
Yes, I don't think there's gonna be one team that goes 0-16. That is so rare for it to happen. I think they're.
I thought it was going to be the Jets from week 1. But the Jets somehow, some way,
figured it out.
and they beat
Miami.
Miami.
Yeah, and they held them to 6 points. Now, I had no, and you've said it before, that you don't know what Jay Cutler you're going to get coming out onto the field.
Mhm.
That's the Jay Cutler that I expect to get on the field most days. Even though I picked Miami to beat the Jets, the only reason I picked the Jets to lose that week is because we've discussed it that the Jets are just like a college team. They
They're
just
probably the worst roster in the NFL.
Yeah, but they put up 20 points on Miami, who's got Ndamukong. I can't even say his name.
Ndamukong.
Ndamukong.
Is it Ndamukong?
I don't
Ndamukong?
fucking know.
Ndamukong Suh.
Donkey Kong Sue. And it's just incredible that they pulled out a win. And fuck, like I said, week 3 was wild. So there's so much to discuss about week 3, but fuck it.
It was great. A great week.
Yeah, it was. That's a great week for football. It's
Not gonna
it's
lie.
not fun to watch the same teams win all the time. It's great to have upsets like that happen. It kind of keeps everything in check. It keeps Vegas happy because
Yeah.
they make a lot of money, don't they?
It was a wild week. I missed a big chunk of it. I was super hungover on Sunday. Oh man, I was super hungover.
Would you go to a wedding or something?
No, it was we had our company barbecue.
Oh yeah,
And
I saw photos.
It was open bar. Wait, there's photos?
There was. I don't know if it was from your company that you work at, or if it was. Did they do like? Is your company the only one in the area, or is there like more, like across the nation?
There's a couple in different cities.
Okay,
but
so maybe. I'm not too sure.
Nah,
I saw
it was
some
only- it was
photos.
a
I didn't
local-
see you though, so.
oh, thank God. Nobody wants to see that shit. Oh man. Yeah.
Let's flip from the 0-3 teams and let's go to the 2 teams that remain undefeated after week 3. We got Kansas City and we got Atlanta. Who do you think's going to lose first? Let me
That's a
bring
tough
up
one.
I'll bring up the schedule as well here.
Atlanta's been struggling against some teams that they should beat. Right? I'm not gonna like they were the Bears. They should have destroyed the Bears, but they were in that game till the very end. The Lions. I'm not sold on the Lions being a good team still.
No.
Right.
You know what? I was going to bring up a point about that as well, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah. I think Kansas City's just been firing all cylinders. Like they've been doing everything well. They've been moving the ball through the air. They got a great running back in Kareem Hunt, who's leading the league in rushing, on pace to break the rookie rushing record. It's tough. It's tough to see Kansas City losing, right? They have a good defense, great pass rushers. It's a tough one, but I think Atlanta loses first.
Do you feel that Atlanta will be back in Super Bowl contention this year?
Oh, absolutely. They're gonna make the playoffs, right? They'll be in there. They're a more veteran team, right, than KC. I think they'll probably go further. KC's also in a tougher division, right? So it's yeah, that's a tough call. That's a tough call. I'd have to look at the schedule coming up for
Kansas City.
the Atlanta Falcons and Kansas City.
Yep.
Bring it up here.
I'm bringing it up right here. So it looks like I'm just trying to think. Oh, sorry, down here. So I got next week, obviously, versus Washington, big game, and that's the Sunday night.
But you're looking at Washington starting. Like Washington hasn't been doing very well either, right? I think
They had a big win this weekend.
I think Kansas City Chiefs go in there and easily hand it to Washington, and they win that game. And then in the following week, they got Houston. Again, Houston starting a rookie quarterback.
Another Sunday night
game. Pittsburgh, Oakland, Denver. 3 weeks in a row.
Tough.
I think a loss comes in there. One
Somewhere
of
in there.
those teams. 2 of those, again, are late night games.
Yeah, wow,
So,
they're getting all of it. I wonder if this is going by. Oh, you know what? This is going by. Oh no, it's got 1 p.m. here. Wow, they got a lot of Sunday night games coming
Yeah,
up.
they got it could be either Sunday night or Monday night or Thursday night.
That's
right?
true.
So you don't know what you're looking at here just as time, but
Get to watch some Kansas City
prime
action,
time
though,
football
for sure.
games. They have a good stretch there. A loss comes there, but I think when you're looking at Atlanta, right? They play New England October 22nd, and they play Buffalo coming up. Buffalo, again, you can't sleep on those Bills.
No, we
So-
learned that, didn't we?
Right? So, but they got Buffalo at home. It's a tough one. They got Miami. I think they easily handle it.
Mhm.
I don't think they beat New England in that rematch, right? That Super Bowl rematch. I think New England hands it to them.
So right there, that's where you're thinking they get that L.
Yeah, so that's my prediction. I think Atlanta loses before Kansas City.
Nice. I don't know. I had to throw the question to you because I really don't know. They're two really good teams, and today I have to do the good, bad, and the ugly segment because just got a tummy ache. So I have Kansas City in that segment as my good. So I don't know. I'll just go on a limb and say Kansas City loses first. Fuck, I don't know.
There you go. Yeah, why not?
Sure.
Make
We'll
it a
just-
good bet.
I'll just throw it out
We'll
there.
see.
Right?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Now I want to also bring up the AFC West or the NFC North. Who's got the tougher division this season?
AFC West or the NFC North?
Yeah.
Well,
So
it's tough to ask me this one. Broncos are in the AFC West.
Right.
I'm kind of biased between that one. But when you look at the NFC North, you got a lot of good defenses that are playing really well, other than like Green Bay and Chicago. I still got to give the edge when it comes to like offensive firepower. Got to give to the AFC West, especially if Denver keeps playing the way they played the first couple weeks. And you always have their 0-3 team, the bottom tier team. Is it still a team you really don't want to be scheduled against, right? Because you don't want to sleep on the Chargers because they're still a really good team. But when you look at the NFC North with the Chicago Bears, they're a team that's really not looking to beat anybody. They don't really have any of those weapons, right? They're not really in it this season. And you still don't know what you're going to get out of the Lions, right? And Aaron Rodgers with his inconsistent play, and that Packers defense struggling. And then you look at the top of the division with the Minnesota Vikings, no Sam Bradford, starting second string quarterbacks. I got to give the edge to the AFC West. They have.
Yeah, Oakland is resurging themselves as.
I don't know what happened to Oakland last week.
If I know too.
They just absolutely shit the bed on offense. I don't know what they finished with in total yardage, but it looked like you in Madden. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, thanks.
It's like
I'm total dog shit at Madden, man.
I think the final yardage numbers was like 400 to like 100 or something like that. You may have to bring that up.
I'll bring it up. Yeah.
I don't know. It was dog shit. I remember I turned it off in the third quarter.
I did too. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this game. I'm so bored of it. I like I said before the game started on the Wednesday podcast. Obviously, we recorded. I said I want to watch Oakland play. They're an exciting team this year.
They got a lot of weapons.
Derek Carr's killing it, and you got Marshawn Lynch. Actually, Marshawn Lynch looked like before I turned it off, he was running pretty good. Fighting for yards,
yeah.
but
when you fall
they were
behind,
just- yeah.
and
But
if you look at the box score there, they were down 14-0 at halftime.
yeah,
At that point, you think, oh shit, we can't really run the ball anymore.
mm-hmm.
Right, clock's against us. We got to start throwing the ball, and then they line up against like corners like.
Their defense just shit the bed. Look at the total yards.
Yeah, 472 to 128, like 120 yards in 4 quarters. That's fucking terrible.
4 sacks for Washington there.
Yeah,
What a nightmare for Oakland
very
fans.
disappointed. Very disappointed.
Our one Oakland fan that we know.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he was happy about that. So starting the good, bad, and the ugly.
Oh shit, we know what that sound means.
Yeah.
Oh,
Starting
no.
with Ryan this week because no Josh.
No, Josh. Yeah, I'll start with my good. My good has to go out to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Solid pick
Just
this week.
giving the business to the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
To like, hey, look it. England is our home away from home. Right. I was so happy. I didn't watch the game. Again, like I said earlier, I was really hungover. I'm not waking up at 9:30 to watch Jacksonville, Baltimore. But when I woke up and I saw the score of that game, I just had to do a slow clap for those Jaguars just to put the beating down.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, man.
Now,
absolutely
Bortles looked
unbelievable.
good.
He looked like against one of the better defenses in the league at the time.
Yeah.
Baltimore's defense was flying. And then Jacksonville comes in there. I was hinting on it last week. I'm like, Jacksonville's got a really good defense. I think this could be a good game, but I think Baltimore's defense was playing so better, and they got a better offense, and they're going to win this game. But I think it was going to be a close game. But Jacksonville just came out there and just gave a good old fuck you.
Yeah.
And just dominated.
When you said you didn't watch the game, I woke up early to watch it. Fournette he had 17 rushes, as we see here on the box score, for 59 yards, and as long as 15. But those 17 rushes, he looked good running those.
He's a truck. You don't want to tackle this guy.
No.
Nobody wants to tackle
I'm
this
glad
guy.
he got his touchdown in there too, because now he's got one in each of the 3 games that he's obviously played in.
You don't want to tackle that guy. He just wears defenses down.
Yeah. He was killing it.
Yeah, and then he's getting the ball and they want to give it to him, and then you see Blake Bortles coming out there with a play action pass, and they got weapons on the outside. Love those guys, man. They get my good for this week.
I love watching Jacksonville play. I said that in our first episode of our podcast, and I'm always gonna stick by. I love watching them play. Even last year, I think it's more from a betting perspective, to be honest with you.
They're one of the worst teams to pick, though, because you don't know what you're going to get.
Right, but I like boxing that team because they have that...
constant upset alert.
That constant upset alert, for sure. So, for my good, because... actually, should we ask Josh what his good is?
I don't know.
No?
Do we? How are we going to do it?
Oh, shit. Damn it. Whatever. I'll figure it out.
Were you going to do something?
I was going to do something.
All right, fuck it. Who cares?
Don't
do it.
We'll get him after.
Yeah. We've been ragging on him.
Yeah. And it's not over yet. Anyway, my good for this week is Kansas City. Every week so far, they've done what they had to do to be 3-0 and first place in their division. They came out strong in week 1 opener against New England and showed the NFL world and New England, hey, this season we're not fucking around. We're going to the playoffs, and we're going to be... I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Super Bowl this year. Playing really well.
Oof.
I wouldn't be surprised, man.
That's a big call you just made there.
It is a big call, but I'm going with it.
What happened last year? Was it last year with the Minnesota Vikings? Didn't they start 6-0 or some shit like that, or 5-0?
Yeah, but I don't know.
And what did they finish, 6-10?
Yeah, whatever.
Just
Minnesota sucks.
This is a long season.
It is.
A player goes down.
For sure.
A quarterback gets hurt. All it takes is one injury, and it fucks everyone up.
It just seems like every week that I see the box scores and the results of the week, I'm never surprised to see Kansas City with W next to their name. It doesn't matter who they're playing.
They played great Philly. Football. They've been out footballing everybody.
And they played Philly. They beat them 27-20. Now, hard-fought game, but they came out with the W. I'm not surprised. They played the Chargers. You just automatically go, yeah, they're going to get a W. Like last week, it was a -4 spread on the road, I believe. And we said we like that spread more than, the Oakland, which we got that pick from the dude. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But
you got that pick from
sorry,
the dude.
sorry, I got that pick.
That was my own pick. That was my own fault.
Yeah.
Don't take that shit from me.
So it just seems like every week they come out, do what they have to do, get that W, and I'm never really surprised to see them in the win column.
This is a good safe pick. Good safe good.
Yeah.
I'll go with my bad.
All right.
My bad. I rag on them a lot. It's those damn Detroit Lions.
Uh-oh.
Those damn Detroit Lions. I know
we talk about this team way too much.
Way too much, but I'm pretty sure the whole nation's talking about the Lions after that close loss to the Falcons. What happened with the referees and the play call.
12 seconds to go in the game.
This is my bad is the fact that, hey, Lions, you got 4 shots and goal to get into the end zone, right? get in the damn end zone. Don't put that shit in the refs' hands. I'm sorry. Don't get in the situations. All these Lions fans are like, oh, the refs are always getting us down. They're always holding us down, doing all these bullshit calls. The Calvin Johnson rule, pass interference against the Dallas Cowboys a couple years ago, all that shit. Sorry. Don't put that shit in the refs' hands. Get the ball in the end zone. Quit your bitching. That shit's just bad, right? You gotta get in the end zone there. I'm sorry, Golden Tate. Yeah, you were short, right?
Yeah.
Get in the end zone. Run your road a little bit deeper. Fight a little bit harder for that end zone, right? Refs made the right call. Rules are rule. You lost the game. Stop crying about it.
Yeah, and it seems like every year there's something to do with the refs and the Lions. It always seems to be a problem with them. They just shoot themselves in the foot, really.
It's not even really the refs. Yeah.
No, it's not the refs. That's the thing. It's the Lions. It's the saying, the same old Lions. They just seem to always fall into their ways. And we predicted last week that Atlanta's an awesome team, but they fizz out in the fourth quarter. And I said, I'm actually worried about this game in the fourth quarter comeback. It almost happened, but they just couldn't finish it, even though they had 4 chances to do it.
Yeah.
And then they left it to how did it work out? So there's 12 seconds left on the clock.
Well, they had 3 chances, right? So they would have been fourth down.
But on the fourth down, they had 12 seconds left on the clock when they snapped it.
Well, it was third down.
Was it third?
Yeah. The argument was it was third down. They had 11 seconds left on the clock. No, not when they snapped it, but they had.
There's 12 seconds when they snapped it. Then the play basically, I remember seeing his knee go down, and the clock went from 10 to 9, pretty much in unison with his knee going down. It was really close. Then they had that review, and then 10-second right off, which is a rule that nobody really seems to pay attention to, but they do now because
it happens when you have no timeouts and there's an official's timeout and they have to count for a running clock.
Yep,
it's a rule. It's been a rule. So, and I'm pretty sure what happened was what I saw is that Golden Tate's knee hit the ground at 11 seconds. Right. So if the Lions coaching staff and everything argue the fact that, hey, take a look at the play clock. Yeah. There was 11 seconds when he was down. Let that 10-second runoff go. You have 1 second on the clock on fourth down. They can get there. They can maybe snap one play, but I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for those guys. You got to get in the end zone. I'm sorry. You had multiple chances before that, and then you had a golden, no pun intended, a golden opportunity to get in the fucking end zone.
Nice one.
and they didn't do it. So you lost the game. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons defense for standing strong on the goal line.
Yeah, that's a good bad. Lions bad. Here's my bad for this week, and it's kind of a reiteration of what you said after week 1 in our first episode. The Patriots defense. I don't understand what they're doing. They're giving up. Week 1, they lose 42-27 in Kansas City. They gave up 42 fucking points. Mm-hmm. Next week they go out New Orleans. They get a win, but they have to put up 36 points to get that win because they gave up 20. And then go to Houston, or they're at home versus Houston.
Because give up
33 points to a rookie quarterback. What the heck is going on in Patriots Nation?
I don't know. Bill Belichick might be losing his magic or something. I don't know.
They're doing enough. They're doing enough to get wins, but it's Brady getting those wins. It's not their defense. And the thing that scares me about them, and are they going to fix their woes?
When you look at their schedule coming up, I think they can. I think they can. They're playing some teams that aren't like when you look at it in the month of October. You got Carolina, Tampa Bay, the Jets. You got Atlanta, who's got a great offense. They're going to struggle, but that's that mojo game you got going. That's a Super Bowl rematch. Yeah, everyone's going to come out and play. The Patriots going to be out there and like, yeah, we're going to solidify it. Yeah, we beat you. We're going to beat you again. Atlanta's got that redemption chip on their shoulder, and then you got the Chargers after that. They have time to fix it. Belichick is one of the smartest football coaches of our generation. He'll figure it out. At least I hope so. But when it comes to it right now, they don't have those players. They have some injuries all over the field on defense, and they're just missing some pieces. it's tough for them, but they're lucky to have the greatest quarterback of all time and Tom Brady throwing. I don't know if you saw that game and that throw he made at the end of the game.
Because
Man,
I brought up the question that if you put Stafford in New England, how's that team look? With the way that defense looks, they're 0-3 right now, in my opinion.
You think so? Yeah.
In my opinion, yeah. I don't think Stafford with that offense, he wouldn't be able to utilize those players the way that Brady does. Brady he's a magician. I don't think Stafford could put up 36 points against Houston with that team versus New Orleans. There's no way he's putting up 36 points. And then Kansas City, he wouldn't put up 27.
That's tough to say, though. Like, New Orleans always runs that same system, and it seems like any quarterback you put back there, they win ball games, and they win ball games by putting points on the board. So that's a tough one to call. But I'm gonna have to agree with you there. You can't put Stafford and Brady in the same column. Not yet, anyways.
No.
Stafford's got to win a fucking playoff game. But
Still waiting. Don't fucking hold your breath.
Yeah, don't hold your breath on that one.
This is Lions fans here waiting for that.
Waiting for a playoff win.
Just waiting for that playoff win. What's your ugly this week?
I hinted on earlier, but that fucking referee in that Bills Broncos game. Keep that damn flag in your, like, he pulled the old fucking psych out. Whatever. You're looking at one of the best pass rushers in the league, and you're just playing mind games with him. Doesn't matter. Don't throw that flag, especially in that moment, right? Like, that game's on the, like.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
you're salty, man.
I'm real fucking
you're
salty about
just
that.
because
I'm not
it's
saying no. I'm not saying that lost them the game.
No.
It definitely put them in a situation where it made the winning the game a lot harder.
Yeah.
But Denver should have scored a lot more points earlier. They should have kept Buffalo to the end zone. It doesn't matter. There's a whole football game before that point in time that they could have capitalized on situations and not turn the ball over. But that definitely sealed it, and that was just straight bullshit. That you bring fourth down up at that situation, they punt the ball. Denver has a chance, score with some time left and possibly get the ball back with arguably one of the best defenses in the league. That ref and that soft ass call, man, that shit's just plain ugly. Fuck that.
For my ugly this week, take your pick, honestly. Whether it be Miami getting smoked by the Jets or Denver losing, I'm not too sure which one to pick, but I actually didn't pick either of those two. Now, I'm going to give Denver a little bit of a pass. Like I said, they went from west to east for a 1 o'clock game, so if you do some math on that, that's a 10 a.m. game for them in their minds, right?
Yeah.
Now, I have to go from your good and go on the flip side. Baltimore's defense is ugly,
Oof.
especially in this week. They looked so good starting the season, blanking Cincinnati, playing Cleveland. I mean, they only gave up 10 points, whatever. But 44 to Jacksonville.
Yeah, they were leading
Bortles
the league in interceptions.
getting 4 touchdowns.
They're getting turnovers.
Holy shit! Look at these Jacksonville yards here. Total yards 410, passing yards 244, rush yards 166.
Yeah, they had their way.
That is not.
No turnovers. Didn't have any sacks.
And when you watched that game, you said you didn't watch it, but I was watching. I was just like, this is embarrassing for Baltimore. Like,
oh man,
they just look like the worst team. And you know what? That England is going to be Jacksonville's home field because
it's tough.
There are so many fans there,
and it's tough to play in England, right? I don't think Baltimore's played in England before either, right? So
here's one of my points of why that's ugly. It's not like Jacksonville plays there every other month. They're not used to that time change. They do it once a year. Now, Baltimore's on that same schedule. They're both flying over around the same time, if not the same day.
Jacksonville knows what to expect, and they know how to handle the situation. They've been playing there before.
What's the situation? Play the fucking game.
They know how to prepare. They do what they need to do.
Play the goddamn game. It's
eat
football.
Something on the plane. Don't eat something on the plane. Eat something before the plane ride. Some tea and biscuits before the game.
You get paid millions of dollars. You shouldn't be getting destroyed like this just because of it.
But the Jaguars. I can't remember the last time the Jaguars actually destroyed somebody like that. Loved it though. I loved it.
Yeah. Well, I agree with that. That was a fun game to watch. Well, shit, I just lost everything on here. Well, that's going to round out that. Let's go into our picks for this week. Josh did provide me with his.
Oh, no way.
so we can so I can write it down. He gave me a
I don't
lock.
know
He gave
that.
me an upset.
Keep me in suspense. Make his picks last.
You want me to just run him through last, or
No, I'll make my pick. You make your pick,
and then get
or
him
you
last?
make your pick.
That's
I
fine.
make, and then him last.
Yeah,
just
I
so we
didn't-
can talk shit about him.
I didn't even write my picks down yet. I'm gonna go on the fly too. I didn't want to kind of cheat and be like, oh, I'm gonna pick what Josh picks. So,
Yeah.
but so let's start at
Let's
the
start
top.
with night football.
We got Chicago at Green Bay, and I had a stat I was gonna.
That's
bring.
actually not that bad a football game. It's a divisional
No.
game in Green Bay. You know, Chicago's been showing some flashes. Green Bay's been struggling here and there. But got to go with Aaron Rodgers under the lights at home in Lambeau. Easy pick, Green Bay.
How can I not pick Green Bay? They're Aaron Rodgers is 15-4 all time against Chicago, including playoffs, with 105.7 passer rating.
Yeah.
Green Bay.
That's it.
Let me find Josh's pick here. Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yep.
surprise.
Surprise. Hello. Okay, let's move on from there. Let's go New Orleans at Miami.
Is this another one in England? I believe.
It is. It's a 9:30 a.m. game. Thanks for bringing that up. Might change my
Yeah, I
mind
believe
here.
Miami's played in England before. I don't know if New Orleans played in England. I don't know if we keep that same trend going.
Fuck,
That's a tough one.
I wish I noticed that before.
Yeah.
Should do a little bit of studying.
I got Miami struggling. Their quarterback play inconsistent. New Orleans been putting up points all throughout every week. They've been scoring. The defense is still iffy. So, but I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
That's a good pick. I don't know if I think Miami has played overseas before.
I believe they have.
So do they keep the trend? That's a good question. I would have not noticed that. I'm glad that you brought that up, that they're overseas. Now it makes it a little bit harder. Let me get Josh's pick here first. I know you wanted him to do last, but
That's fine.
he goes New Orleans, and you know what? Miami played like shit last week, but maybe there is some truth to what you said that.
Yeah, if the Miami can run the ball against that defense, especially with one of the best running backs in the league, Jay Ajayi,
Yeah.
they have a chance of winning.
Fuck.
Still
it's
close.
hard to
It's
go
going to be a
against.
close game.
It's hard to pick against Drew Brees though in that offense.
Yeah,
Oh, -3.
you're gonna have to make a choice.
I gotta pee, man. I'm just gonna have to agree with you guys. That's a tough one. I know that Miami has that experience that we're pretty sure, but they didn't look good last week. They just lost to the Jets. You got Drew Brees coming in there. You're gonna be firing rockets all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Buffalo at Atlanta.
In Atlanta. Yeah, Buffalo Bills beat my Broncos this week. Doesn't matter. I don't think Buffalo's offense can put up as many points as Atlanta's going to put up on them. Going with Atlanta.
Yeah. I don't see Buffalo doing the same thing. Now they're on the road. They don't have that home field advantage with their crazy fan base and the little bit of an advantage of Denver basically thinking, in their minds it's 10 a.m. It's hard to adjust for that. I feel so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I had Atlanta. There we go. Then we're moving on. Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
-3 Pittsburgh.
Ooh, this is
Oh,
tough
you know
game.
what you didn't give me for Thursday is Ryan Stradamus, the pick.
Oh, do you want my...
Yeah, you know what? You're perfect on your Thursday picks as far as the point total. So
Yeah.
let me see what the point total is for that. Sorry about that. We got 45.5 points in Green Bay's favored -7. What kind of game is it going to be, Mr. Stradamus?
I think it's going to be a pretty one-sided. I think Green Bay in Lambeau. Aaron Rodgers has that team's number. I feel like they're going to throw up, 28 points, at least. And then I believe it's going to be 28. It's going to be super high scoring, 28-10 Green Bay.
Not super high scoring. Your game last week was more high scoring than
Yeah.
that. But okay, so you're going on the under there. So
yeah,
30,
I got the under there.
you're looking at 38 points this week. All right, let's see if hashtag Ryan Stradamus lives for another week.
Maybe we'll see.
You have a lot of pressure on you, by the way.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do, because I'm going to throw a bill on that.
Oh shit.
Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
This is a tough game. Very tough game. Two tough defenses. Baltimore coming off a loss. Tough loss to the Jaguars. I think they're going to come with a chip on their shoulder. At home. Then you come to Pittsburgh Steelers with, one of the best receivers in the game, and they have Le'Veon Bell. That's a tough one. I got to give the edge to the Steelers, though, on the road. That offense is just going to fire on all cylinders, and they're going to do what Jacksonville did even better. And I think they're going to beat Baltimore.
It's a good pick. I went with Pittsburgh as well. That offense with Ben Roethlisberger is something to fear, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with Le'Veon Bell, like you said. So Pittsburgh, I got, and Josh looks like he's going Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah, a heavy favorite train going on right now.
Yeah, I don't like how this week's shaping up. But you know what? After a disappointing week 3, like as far as upsets go, I think this is where a lot of the teams just go, shit, let's refocus and get our shit back together, right?
Yep.
We're moving on to Cincinnati is visiting Cleveland in the Toilet Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what their stadium's called, right? No?
I think it's like some sort of like, I think it's named after. No, they have a weird one. I don't remember what Cleveland Stadium's name is.
The Cleveland Browns Stadium. I don't.
There's a relation between the Bengals and the Browns, right? And in relation to one of their stadiums are named after one of their other team's former owners or something like that. It's very weird. There's a big rivalry. Those teams never liked each other from the get-go, like for as long as both those teams have been in the league. So, but I think Cincinnati gets their first one of the season. Cleveland, sorry, you're starting a rookie quarterback. You haven't been consistent. I don't think you're in it.
They're giving Cincinnati -3 on the road with a total of 41.5. I went with Cleveland.
Yeah.
Is
that your upset?
No, it's not. It's only a 3-point.
Shit.
I'm not like Josh. I don't pick 3-point upsets.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But it's Cleveland Browns. Oof.
It's a Cleveland Brown. It's they're both in Ohio. That's gonna be a big game for
rivalry.
Yeah, I mean they're both obviously fighting for their first win of the season, but I have to give the edge to Cleveland. I was a little shocked last week when they were favored by 1.5 on the road in Indy. There's got to be something to that. I don't know what the experts see in Cleveland over Cincinnati. I mean, they have Joe Mixon run the ball, and
I think
AJ Green.
Cincinnati just got way too many weapons.
They have a lot of weapons, but I don't know. It's only a 3-point spread. That's why I'm kind of iffy on that one, and I'm gonna have to go with Cleveland. And Josh went Cleveland as well.
Fair enough.
It looks like. Then we got LA Rams visiting Dallas.
Yeah, in Dallas.
Is Zeke playing?
Was he hurt? Did he get hurt last game?
I'm just.
He's been playing. He played all
I'm
season.
trying to figure. I know what's going on with the suspension.
I don't know. I think it's been on hold. I think it's going to continue to be on hold until the off season. I think he'll finish the rest of the season.
That's craziness.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you
the
appeal
whole thing
something,
was
right?
absolutely crazy. But this game, gonna go with Dallas. Dak Prescott's really been turning that offense on. He's been moving the ball around all their field. Zeke's been actually getting good runs. The defense up front's been playing well. I think they're gonna stuff Todd Gurley, force Jared Goff to throw the football. But unfortunately for Dallas Cowboys, that's their weakness. So it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be closer than a lot of people think, but I'm going to give the edge to Dallas in Dallas.
Did I already pick Dallas? Did I say Dallas?
I
I
don't know
didn't
what
pick
you
it,
said.
No, I picked Dallas over the Rams. I like watching the Rams play, and I enjoy that team. I think they are going to do some good things, but it is Dallas, and I don't see them, especially if Ezekiel Elliott's playing. That's just going to open up that play action, and Dak Prescott's going to be able to fire rockets all over the place. Josh had Dallas as well.
Yep.
Fucking Josh, can you just come in? It's a tummy. It's okay.
This damn tummy hurts.
Yeah. Tennessee at Houston.
I like this game. Tennessee really has been a disappointment. They were supposed to be one of the most, explosive offenses coming in with a good defense. I haven't been seeing a lot of them. I like Deshaun Watson in the Houston Texans this week.
Yeah.
At home,
They looked awesome against
their defense
New England, so
still looking good. I think they get a win this week. Houston Texans.
yeah, Deshaun Watson throwing up. Now, the only thing that worries me about this game really is did Deshaun Watson and the Texans really put too much into that New England game? We know that they're not going to be in contention for. I don't think they're going to be in contention for a playoff spot this year. Now, should they have played their ass off again? Like, I'm obviously
Well, you want to win every week, right?
You want to win every
especially
week,
against
of course.
big teams against.
But
New
now
England.
I just feel like they might have. Maybe they put too much into that game, and now Tennessee. Who did Tennessee play last week? Well, fuck. Who cares? I did pick Houston. Now
Tennessee played the Seahawks.
Yeah, and they lost.
They lost the Seahawks.
They lost to the Seahawks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe they were looking at to Houston. Were they in Tennessee?
I believe they're in Seattle.
They were in Seattle. Yeah. Fuck. Whatever. I don't know, man. I got to do more studying on this shit. I got Houston.
Yes.
Josh
When in
has
doubt.
Tennessee.
Well, nice knowing you, Josh. That your week is done.
I'm gonna catch up to him this week for sure. So next game is Detroit at Minnesota.
Oof.
That's gonna be a good
This
one.
is another one of those tough ones. Like, who starts a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings? Sam Bradford did not practice today.
Yes. I don't think he's gonna play. And you know what? Who was it? Brissett came in?
No. Who
Yeah.
the fuck?
I threw another fucking
was it?
curveball again this week.
God damn it.
Damn it.
Fuck, I can't remember who the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings were. Either way, I still think the Minnesota Vikings win that
Keenum?
game. Case Keenum, yeah,
Okay.
that's who it
I
was.
didn't even have to click in.
I think Case Keenum win. I think the Case Keenum and the Minnesota Vikings, or Sam Bradford, the Minnesota Vikings, win that football game. In Minnesota, Detroit Lions, man, they
Same old
find
Lions.
ways. They find ways to lose games.
Yeah.
You go up a divisional opponent, and then they have to stop the likes of Dalvin Cook and those two wide receivers that Minnesota has. They're number 2 and number 3 in receiving in the NFL right now. Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs.
Yep.
It's going to put a lot of pressure on that secondary for Detroit. But it'll be a close game, but I'm going to give the edge to the Vikings.
Across the board, it looks like we all chose the Vikings. Now, I was going to bring up something earlier that, remember that stat I brought up about Matt Stafford not beating good teams? He was 5-46, I believe, up until week 1 this year, against 500 teams or better.
Oh, that's terrible.
Look at the teams he's beat, and look at the team he lost to. That stat lives on, and he's not looking good. I feel that Minnesota is a above 500 team this year, even with Sam Bradford being hurt and you got Keenum coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I think Minnesota's going to take that one. It's going to be another. I'm going to say it every week, I think. Detroit's going to put a really good fight up in the fourth quarter, but I think they're playing a much better. They're playing a team that won't fizz out like Atlanta did last week. So Detroit's just going to not be able to complete that comeback.
Yeah.
Carolina is going to New England.
New England.
And Josh has New England.
Yeah. Carolina has yet to impress with all these weapons they have on their offense.
Yep.
But again, New England, it's going to be hard to stop Tom Brady. That's it.
Yeah. Got Jacksonville coming back from England and going to New York to visit the Jets.
Oh, this is easy. This is Jaguars.
I don't want to say it's easy. The Jets just beat fucking Miami.
But I think the Jaguars defense is just going to just tear that offense apart. And I think it's not going to be a blowout like what the Jaguars did to Baltimore last week.
Yep.
But I think the Jaguars are going to win that game in New York.
All right. Yeah, we all got Jacksonville. Now we got... I still didn't pick a song, damn it. I was so rushed today, but we got San Francisco at Arizona.
San Fran at Arizona. This is a must-win for Arizona Cardinals, I think. San Fran, they had some flashes. They had some flashes of a good running game. But when you're looking at that Arizona defense and how good they are up front, I think they're going to neutralize Carlos Hyde. I got Arizona. I think Carson Palmer has a pretty good game. I got Arizona in Arizona.
Yeah. If you see here on the board, they're favored by 7 points. I think they got to turn up. Now, like Bruce Arians said, he liked how Carson Palmer looked last week. And maybe now he's getting his shit kicked into gear. He walked into the stadium wearing a unicorn blow-up. Did you see that
No,
at
I
all?
did not
Oh,
see
okay.
that.
So
Jesus
what they
Christ.
do, the quarterbacks do a QB challenge. Throw. I can't remember how far it is, but they throw a ball into a garbage can, I believe.
Yeah, the loser has
And
to
the loser
wear
has
the
to wear
winner's
it. Yeah. So
choice or something like that.
it's not good, Palmer. But you know what? You're gonna be playing San Francisco, who had a rough time with LA Rams on the Thursday night barn burner that we had. In week 3, week 4, or week 2, whatever. Their defense looked like shit, and you know what? Arizona's defense is clutch. So let's go Arizona, of course. Why would I not pick them? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is your team, right? So
Yep, so let me go here. We got this going on now. He's not here, but he lives in
So
infamy.
this is the Eagles Chargers pick.
Yep, I'll have it nice and low. What do you
So
got?
this is in LA. Chargers are favored by 1 point in LA. This is one of those toss-up games. You don't know what you're going to get from either team. I think the Chargers are a tough team to play. I don't think anyone wants the Chargers on their schedule just because they don't know what they're going to get. They have a lot of weapons. Their defense is good. I got to go with the Chargers at home.
Whoa. Going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers at home.
Holy crap.
Josh has bad juju, not showing up to the podcast. with tummy ache.
I had to go with Philly here. I don't like the Chargers, how they're looking this season.
Neither do I. But
I know that it's really that fourth quarter, that kicker screwed them twice, but they didn't look good last week. So I'm going to have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. And then I got Josh's pick here. Oh, shit.
I wonder what Josh picked.
I wonder.
I'm going with the Eagles.
Where did you get that?
He called me and told me, man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So going on from there, we've got the Giants visiting Tampa.
Giants visiting Tampa. In Tampa.
Yeah, we got a -3. Tampa's favored in that game.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the Giants haven't won a game, but
You know what? I'm going to go with the Giants for my upset pick right here.
ooh,
Right here. This is my upset. I think they got to
you
get a
picked
win.
them last week for an upset.
I don't
didn't
give
you?
a shit. But this is they have to win this game. They got to win it. This is a must win.
I said
This
that
is
last
where they
week.
can
I
win.
fucked up.
You
know what's
Tampa
amazing?
Bay's a tough team. They're a tough opponent. They can move the ball. But the Giants, you gotta get something going. You gotta do something. This is it. You win, you lose here. Fuck, your season might as well be a wrap.
You realized last week you changed your pick from the Eagles to the Giants, and then you announced it as an upset.
I don't care.
All right, I'm just letting you know that
Well, you and your patterns, okay?
I'm all about patterns. That's all I do, man.
You should take up knitting.
I have the Giants. It's a must win. I said it was a must win last week, and now it's a must win. The double must on there.
Double must.
Yeah.
Very musty.
So it's very musty. So Giants.
Oh, Giants across the board, eh?
That's
No love for
right.
Tampa. I feel bad now.
No love. And now we are heading into
Let's go. Let's go. Broncos. Broncos. Let's
God.
go, Broncos. Broncos. Let's go.
coming off a loss from Buffalo. Oakland's going into Denver.
Oakland's coming off a loss as well.
Yeah.
Both have a chip on their shoulder. Coming to Denver. That's all I gotta say. They're
To
playing
Denver.
in Denver. It's hard to win. It's hard to
It
win
is.
in Denver.
It
It's
is.
very, very hard to win in Denver. In Oakland, I don't know what their offense was doing last game, but they couldn't move the ball at all against Washington.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be more of the same against that stout Denver defense. I got Denver. It's not being biased. It's just me looking at the facts, man. I'm looking at the paper. in Denver. This is the best. They got the best record at home.
It's hard to look at the facts when last week you said the same thing.
I said the same shit, but any given Sunday, this is why we do this shit,
I know,
right?
that's
So
true.
I gotta go with Denver. I have to.
I went Denver. Josh went Denver.
Yeah.
Mile High Air is going to get to Oakland, and fuck, Marshawn's going to be in that Mile High Air too, so
Yeah. Marshawn might have to,
he's going to be eating
this-
Skittles most of the game.
Skittles.
He's going to forget that he's got
what's
to
in
play.
those Skittles? A little bit of THC,
Yeah, something like
in
that.
Denver, it's legal. Really see meet the dispensary, Marshawn eating a little too many Skittles.
Here's a great game for Sunday night. Indianapolis visiting Seattle. The only reason I say great game is because I really like watching the atmosphere that the Seattle fans create, and it's always fun watching their home games.
And I don't
So
think Andy Luck's playing either, so
he's not. Nope.
Seattle outright.
Seattle outright. I took Seattle as well. Do you have anything to say while I write this down?
About Seattle, Indy?
Yeah.
No.
No. Just all right.
I like Jacoby Brissett. He's been playing pretty well, but I don't think he's got what it takes to beat the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. If this was in Indianapolis, I'd give him a little bit more better
maybe that.
chance.
Yeah, in the
but,
dome.
But when you got that 12th man, I'm just sorry, it's just not happening.
Hey, you got a team heading from the east to the west. Now that's a late game too. It's 8:30. Oh, that's 8:30 start.
Not that big of a difference.
So, I guess it really just is an 8:30 start for them.
Mm.
Okay, so let's go to the Monday game. We got Washington coming off a win, heading into undefeated Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. In Kansas City,
In Kansas City.
Arrowhead Stadium, one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. You're gonna have that place is gonna be bumping Monday night. You got an undefeated Kansas City Chiefs team.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be hard for Washington. You're gonna see a lot of penalties. You're gonna see a lot of confusion. I don't think. I think you're gonna see the same old Kansas City Chiefs that you see the first 3 weeks. Very efficient, moving the ball, playing good defense, and they're gonna win that game.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Well, so I took Kansas City as well. I was just looking for my upset here. They're going to stay undefeated for a little bit longer, I feel. They're, like I said, when I look at the scoreboard or the box score every week, I'm never really surprised to see them with a win there. So I just feel like it'll be much less the same. Josh has Kansas City as well. So not too many. I guess we got a few differences. We'll see how the points shape up after.
You guys got any upsets? I didn't see any upsets that you guys.
Yeah. So Josh sent me his upsets. So let me just pull up what the spreads are, just so we see what the hell Josh is doing here.
Did he pick
He
Philly
took
on the upset?
Philly
That's
as
not
an
even an
upset. That's barely an upset. It's a 1 point spread.
No wonder he has a tummy ache.
Yeah.
God
Jesus.
Damn.
And then for his lock, he took Seattle at 13 points.
Of course.
Who do you got for yours, Ryan?
For my lock,
Yeah.
it's a tough one. It's Seattle is obviously the most one-sided. It's an absolute lock. If I were to put $1 million on a team and be Seattle, yeah, my lock's gonna have to be Seattle. It's probably the most outright matchup I could see.
Yep.
Just Indy just doesn't have both sides of the ball. They don't have anything to match up with Seattle. So yeah, I have to agree with Josh there. And
I'm not gonna go with the big lock. I'm gonna go with the second biggest lock, which is New England. I'm gonna ride that New England train one more week
there you go.
and see what happens. I had them last week, so
oh, nice.
let's try it again. Who's your upset?
I said it was the Giants.
Oh, you did have. Oh yeah, you did announce that already. I have Cleveland with the 3-point upset.
Ooh.
I know I announced
I like
it earlier
it.
that I didn't want to really take them because it's only 3 points. But you know what? Looking at the board and who I picked, I don't really see any picks that I really want to change. I'm a little bit worried about the Rams playing Dallas. That's about it. And this is more off of how I do my betting on Sunday. That's a game I'm kind of looking at, but I'm gonna have to go with Cleveland. So who'd you have again? You said
For my upset?
the
It was
Giants.
the Giants, yeah.
Giants, you got upset. Okay, so that wraps up
Who's
episode
Josh's upset?
3.
Josh's
Oh.
fucking Eagles and then Seattle, yeah.
Eagles and Seattle. Yeah, I'll be sure
Yeah.
to make that post later. So that wraps up our week 4 picks, week 3 recap. This
Yeah.
is obviously episode 3, I think.
This
We're
is episode 3.
We're still here.
We are still here.
We
We're
don't
still
have any
doing it.
sponsors yet.
We're short. We're losing fucking casters left and right here.
I wanted to give a little.
I just want to get awareness to tummy aches. Tummy ache awareness. Okay, prayers up for anyone who has a tummy ache out there.
Yep.
All your prayers. Send us a tweet. # prayers up. # tummy ache. At
Little-
Sportscasting Couch.
A little update on our social media front. Our Facebook page has 36 likes. I want to say we slowed down a little bit.
I like it.
Oh wait, I think Jamome is still our boy on here too. So
I like them.
we don't want to lose him. Instagram we bumped up. We're at 30. Twitter we're up there 700 something. That we're inherited on that one.
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you want to reach us by email to let send your prayers to Josh, sportscastingcouch@gmail.com. You want to send us a photo of those decals I was talking about last week, or any fan related stuff, any bullshit.
Send us questions, anything you want to answer.
Facebook.com
We'll give you our opinions.
/sportscastingcoach.
Unfiltered.
Yep. Instagram is @sportscastingcoach, and that's you can tag us obviously #sportscastingcoach, and then our Twitter is @SC_coach.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. So that's gonna wrap up our week there.
Signing off, man. That's it.
You
Get
betting
her
any
done.
money this week?
Every week, man.
Ripping ticks. Fuck! I threw my ticket out. Damn it! Son of a.